Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
When we talk of superpowers, immediately the vision that comes to mind is that of Spiderman or the Avengers in the Infinity Way. Hardly do you sit back and think that people as simple as monks seen that they have ridiculous superpowers. They've been seen to walk on water and have super mastery of their senses. Let's debunk that myth. Number 12. Walking on water. Balance does not come very automatically for many people. This monk grew up watching a lot of Kung Fu in the 1980s. He was inspired a lot by the concept of flight on water and flying through the air. Before he was a monk, he was a driver. He once flew through a temple and realized that his childhood dreams were not too far off. He then left his career as a driver and started walking on water. Here is where he started his career on walking on water. He'd do every day with iron bars on his feet. Within 9 years, he was able to walk 400 feet on the water on wooden boards that gave him buoyancy and balance. He stands on each board for about a second. This is his niche, and no other monk can do this in all of China. Number 11. Superhuman Strength. This is what we'd normally see in action and sci-fi films or read in fiction books. It's unprecedented strength that supersedes what a normal human being can muster. Over time, many have succeeded in enhancing strength by use of substances, exercising, as well as technology. Superhuman is, however, not achievable. Some scientists, though, insist that superhuman monks do exist. They studied the monks in the Himalayas and they were super stunned by their findings, that monks have superhuman strength and that they use it as a survival mechanism. From fasting to praying to meditation and static dancing and psychedelics, the monks can spend winter nights in the absolute cold, 1,500 feet high in the Himalayas with nothing to keep them warm other than their body heat. This is connected to Buddha, where people can tap into their earlier lives, know each other's thoughts and shoot fire and water from the body. Science can't back all these facts. That said, the power of the body is immeasurable. Number 10. Throwing needles through glass. One of the requirements to be a Shaolin monk is being able to master 72 arts which vary in intensity and complexity. One of the hardest ones is being able to throw a needle at a glass and puncture it. Think that's hard? You've seen nothing yet. Monks in training go through an exercise where they throw a needle at a pane of glass held by 2 people and a balloon being held on the other side. Once the monks throw the needle, it penetrates the glass and punctures the balloon on the other side. You see this happening, you might get a few jitters. It's not a certainty that the needle will penetrate. This was, however, captured on a special camera recorded at 25,000 FPS. The results were amazing. Monks trained effectively can achieve this feat, and once the needle pricks the glass, the shards of glass fall. Focus and chi are what help them do it. Number 9. Iron crotch. For many men, being kicked in that southward direction is nothing short of the pain of childbirth. Okay, I know that's a little far-fetched, according to the woman. On the other end of the continuum, ask any monk and they have no idea what you're talking about. For them, they don't feel any pain whatsoever. How grand is that? Being kicked in the family jewels and feeling zero pain. This is for sure a major superpower that many men wish they possessed. Turns out it can be quite a plus to possess such a superpower. The monks over time engage in sorts of gruesome exercises to make that part as strong as iron. They do this by stimulating tissue blood flow and resilience. This means that it hurts less and also promotes the increase of testosterone, an increase of blood flow as well as sperm count. This can go a long way in any man's life. Number 8. Finger skills. Performing a headstand or handstand can be a little bit tricky. As you try to balance your body, you're also trying to find the best positioning for your body. In most cases, once you do this, you spend the next couple of days with sore arms, neck, back and entire body. Monks don't experience the after effects, since they have this skill mastered. The way they do it is so high-tech, they put our elementary skills to shame. In Shaolin Kung Fu, most people can do an inverted stand not with their hands, but with just their index fingers. Ouch. They don't mind it. 2 index fingers holding up the entire body is quite something. But what if it's just 1 finger? This is how it happens. The monk starts by trying to balance himself on outstretched fingers. In a little while, they shift to 1 finger on each hand and then slowly pushes themselves into an inverted position. Then, very swiftly, shift to 1 hand only. The skill arrived in Chicago about 50 years ago and it's caught on. This is while the rest of us find handstanding inverted for a few seconds before falling flat. Number 7. Tree hugging. This sounds super sweet when you think about it, but when you see the way they do it, you'll be shocked. This happens in a manner of contortioning the body that looks painful from all angles. A monk in training will wrap themselves around a tree and use all their might to squeeze and hug it until all their energy is sapped out. They'll do this daily for close to 1 year until they can shake the leaves of the tree before stopping. Each day they hug the tree until the ultimate goal of uprooting the tree is achieved. The idea is that they built a strategy to clasp opponents such that when called upon, they'll do it with skill and cause injuries on the clasped adversaries. Number 6. Iron Head. Imagine ramming into a stone wall and feeling zero pain. The monks have mastered this. It's however not as easy as you think. The monks have been able to achieve pain resistance for this over a long period. They wrap their heads with 10 layers upon layers of silk, then fit a sheet of metal to the top of the heads, then wrap it all in a towel of more layers of silk. This keeps the metal cap on their head in place. They then hold their neck and head muscles in alignment and then breathe in and hit the wall. They do this repeatedly, arching forward. They do this over time, increasing the force slowly. Over the months they remove the silk layers little by little without causing any damage to their heads from the impact. Who knows what use this trick would have in the real world? What we do know though is it could make a pretty cool party trick. Number 5. Iron Shirt. If you've ever wanted to learn how to handle heavy blows from an opponent or even blows with heavy objects, a monk has all the answers. They'll show you how to create an iron shirt. They mobilize their inner chi strength and defend themselves against sharp objects as well as heavy blows. Shaolin Kung Fu students start their training by sleeping on hard beds. If you have back problems, this is a hard task. They then wrap themselves in a soft fabric and massage the area. Other than that, they also hang a bar outside, dig a pit underneath it, put fine sand in it, and every day for 3 years they hang on the bar, fall into the pit, touching the sand, and remove the soft fabric surrounding them little by little. To test resilience, the hammering starts with a wooden hammer, and if the monk is fully ionized, they'll replace it with an iron hammer. Number 4. The skill of the light body. To weigh 110 pounds doesn't mean that you have to apply an equal amount of weight when you're walking, lying down, or moving in any way. The skill of the light body allows you to use very little weight regardless of how much your body weighs. Some monks can rest on branches effortlessly like birds and bees. Before you go outside and try this and experience a major fall, let's just see how the monks get in shape to achieve this interesting phenomenon. It involves a giant bowl being filled with water and carrying a giant backpack filled with iron while walking on the rim of the bowl. You do that for hours every day. The goal is to be able to walk confidently along the rim of the bowl without tipping it over. Every month, water is removed from the bowl and more iron added on your back. With this expertise, a monk is supposed to be able to walk on a blade of grass without crumbling it. Number 3. Diamond Finger. Any Shaolin exercise done right makes you look like a pro, who for sure has superpowers. The diamond finger is extra special. This exercise involves creating a strong finger that's capable of causing major damage. Imagine with only one finger being able to knock a hole in someone's chest, or a car, or a tree trunk. With enough training, your finger pointing can inflict real physical harm. It starts with poking fingers at trees. A one-finger handstand is also a milestone that comes with the diamond finger. Such a skill would go a long way in everyday life. You'd be able to hammer nails into wood without using a hammer. This skill can take a lot of months, but it can be mastered if the heavily dented trees around training facilities are anything to go by. Number 2. Sixth Sense. Monks have insight, foresight, and intellect. They focus on self-improvement in almost all spheres of their lives. Monks have a sixth sense that they've been able to muster over months of meditation and discipline. An average person cannot achieve anything close to this. They can attune their bodies to become more aware of the world they live in and their direct surroundings. Over time, they're even able to sense danger, even when others don't. They can foretell their future and the future of others. This is not something they're born with or learn overnight. The mastery comes with time and practice. They treat their sixth sense as one of the 5 senses. Number 1. Maintaining body temperature. Monks spend a lot of time alone in the meditation room. As they do this, they can maintain body temperature. While in meditation, they feel calmer and in control and able to control what's happening. This state gives the monks the powers to control the temperature of their body with great specificity. This is seen as a great scientific feat. As their body core temperature remains normal, the temperature can rise by 17 degrees around their fingers and toes. Herbert Benson and a group of Harvard University scientists set out to experiment with the Dalai Lama to study these monks. This was after the Dalai Lama visited the university in late 1970. Additionally, it was found that a group of monks in India were also able to reduce their metabolism by up to 64%. While this is possible to achieve while sleeping, Normally, the maximum normal humans can get to is 15%. 64 is on a whole new level. There you have it. Would you fancy being a monk? The greater question is, do you have the discipline for it? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up my next video.